Good morning, guys. This is Kim Walton coming with Southside Book and Writers Club Workshop. Today is February 24th, 2018. I'm here at 25th Street Library. Actually, our book review, we just concluded it. You guys are going to see me only right now. I'm going to cover some points for the Southside Book and Writers Club Workshop real quick. Then, after 10 minutes, I'm going to swoop the camera around so you guys can listen to some question and answers that our authors, our members have about what information I just went over. Okay, so we're doing a little bit different. I'm gonna go over the information first. Then you're gonna see us all over here, copper squatting, sitting down, going over some information. Okay. To get started, this workshop is going to be about research that includes publish and publisher. I know you're like, hey, that may be the same word. It's two totally different words. When I say publish, I know y'all can't really see the screen, but publish is this little dim red that you're saying, okay? All right. When you publish something, you sell or distribute, right? That's the goal of publishing. That's when you publish. You can publish a book, you can publish a magazine, you can publish a website, a document, a poem. When you put a sign outside in the street, on the doorway of a store, a library, that's published. That means you actually publish something. That is my definition of publish, okay? And what I'm going to do is break down publisher. I'm writing down just a few examples of what you can publish, because I've had people email me about publish and publisher. Publish and publisher, the only difference is we're just adding that ER right there, okay? Publish, sell, distribute. And there are a whole lot of items you can sell and distribute. That means you just publish those items, okay? If you're a publisher, you are the person, or the entity, the building, the company, etc., that is going to be selling and distributing that magazine, that book. Okay? Now, for publishers, like I said, this is my definition. And I always tell people, please remember, research, okay? So anything you feel that Kim is wrong on, research, leave it in your comments, send me an email, we talk about it. Give me knowledge if you feel like I'm wrong, so I can come back and I can correct myself, okay? Now, for a publisher, I feel you have two types of publishers. You have a paid publisher, also called vanity publisher. You have a non-paid publisher. This non-paid, they issue out contracts, they establish royalties. If it's a books and magazine articles and stuff like that, journal articles, they also may establish terms for more books. They would do your editing, your marketing. They would discuss, they're going to discuss marketing. You also have to market yourself too. But they will have a program or a plan in place for marketing. They're going to talk to you about promotion of materials. Same thing, we put that marketing, promotion of materials, same thing. And distribution. They're going to talk to you about that. They will be the ones who will work with who? Your wholesalers, your libraries, your schools. Now, your non-paid, they don't have to do all this by themselves. Realistically, as any type of writer, author, what have you, you would want to go ahead and after you all establish your contracts, your royalties, editing, and your information is out there, of course, you should want to market yourself, okay? You have to market yourself along with them. For one thing, it gives you all more reach. And what I mean by more reach, you can, if your company, if the publisher you go with, if they market you on the news, but they only market you in certain locales, like Southern Virginia, you can go ahead and start marketing your stuff and marketing yourself in not just Southern Virginia, Eastern Virginia, or all of Virginia. Then branch out to West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. You know, you can send flyers, mailers that way too. So you start to learn to market yourself. And you can also help with distribution. You send people to them, or people can purchase from you. So it works both ways. You can work together with the non-paid publisher to make sure to get your stuff out there. With the paid, going back to the paid publisher, I've been doing a little research on what people call vanity publishing. I'm not going to put out any names because I found it was a lot. I think vanity publishing, I think it can work if you do your research. You have to know what to expect and what to not expect. Excuse me, from what I've seen, you have to be prepared with vanity publishing to actually do majority of the legwork yourself. And like I said, believe me, even with non-paid, you're still going to do some of the marketing. You should anyway, okay? But with vanity publishing, just about everything will fall on you. Almost as a self-published author. So instead of paying this publisher to, and I'm gonna say this, half-ass market your stuff, you might as well put that money into ads, flyers, mailers, YouTube videos, Facebook ads, and guess what? Market yourself. You might as well pay $600 to $800 to get somebody to edit your manuscript. You might as well pay $150 to $300 to get somebody to do your book cover, okay? Because when you tally up what you're going to pay these people to do your book, and you realize that you've given them that money and what they've given you doesn't look as good as what you thought it would be, then you realize I could have done this myself, okay? So, like I said, with the paid ones, you have to weigh the pros and cons with that. You have to do your research. Do research. I read a book last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to say the name of the book. The book was a good book by a young person, and the storyline was good, absolutely good. Problem was I had to figure out when I was reading that book. There are parts in that book, and they're with the publishing company. They're with the publishing company that I consider vanity publishing. I'm reading, and I'm like, wow, okay, wait a minute. Who is this? And where's this belong? You had parts, and I'm pretty sure, I sent an email to that author, letting that person know that you really need to reread your book and go back and have that stuff fixed. Because if you're paying them for their service, they need to fix all that. The flow of the book was thrown off. I enjoyed the book so much that honestly, even though I started marking on my Kindle certain areas where, the flow was messed up, I didn't let that take away from me giving them a decent review because it was actually a good book. But readability messed it up. Okay? And you're paying someone and they screwed up the readability of your book. A book that honestly, I would have gotten for a group of people that I know to read. And I thought about the book. The book is so good that I thought about the book for the book club. But I don't want to bring the book into the book club with the flow like that because somebody else may not be willing to ignore that because it doesn't happen in one part of the book. It happens throughout the book. Okay? But I did send an email to the person letting them know to go ahead. Please take the time to look at their book, reread it, and get whoever they're working with, a vanity publisher, to clean it up a little bit. Guys, I'm going to cut this real quick, and I'm going to come back after taking just a short break, okay?